What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with a little bit of a confession, guys. So, one thing that I've never made perfectly clear on this channel, and only really, channel OGs know this, I'm really new to Pokemon. I am super new to Pokemon. This is the fourth Pokemon game I've played. A lot of people have, 2 decades of experience over me. So when it comes to certain things in the game, I'm not always the most knowledgeable, but I am learning. That's part of what we're doing on this channel right now, is learning together. So if I drop a video, and a lot of you guys are like, yeah, we've known that for 100 years. Maybe I haven't. And so one of the early mistakes I made, and we actually made it on the very first video here, when I was going in to do my challenge here, I used the wrong Pokemon. Now, I used the right Pokemon, but I used the wrong Pokemon. Let me explain. So, we used this Slowbro right here. And actually, I'm going to go all the way out here because it can be easier to see this. So, the Slowbro that I had used for this event is just my old trusty Slowbro. Nothing too crazy, just, a level 100 Slowbro that we used. Actually, for the Cinderace raid, too. And in hindsight, this probably would have helped in the Cinderace raid. Would have made it a lot easier. And what happens is if we go over here, you look at their stats, and it's like, okay, well, level 100, it's a level 100 Slowbro, right? But if we go right here to the graph view, you can start to see that he's not really specialized. What I mean by that, he's got good IVs. That means his base stats are about as good as they can get. The easiest way to see base stats is if we kind of go into the box here. And let me kind of do an example here. So when I'm breeding Mon, and we talked a little bit about perfect Charizards and stuff like that. When I'm breeding Mon, I'm looking for this over here. Best, 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 best. That means that each one of those stats is literally as high as it can be. So when it came to this Mon right here, I actually went over and I did what's called hyper training. Where I actually go to, there's a dude, and let's go ahead and I should just do this real quick. It won't take very long. If we go over here to this area right here, which actually I believe it's not the gym, but it's pretty darn close. Come on, zoom in, or don't zoom in. That's fine. We'll try this the other way. If we go up here and we go to the town, there we are. Fly to this town. Whenever it decides to load. There we go. And right behind the Pokemon Center over here, there's a guy over here with an Abomasnow, and he's just kind of chilling. This is hyper training. Get it here. So what I do is I can go in here, and what do you want? Do you want to hyper train your Pokemon? Okay. So which Pokemon do I want to hyper train? Well, I want to hyper train Slowbro, right? So we'll select him, and he says, you want to use bottle caps? And so I've got 14 bottle caps. You'll notice that bottle caps we get out of the raids and stuff like that. I've had tons of bottle caps. He says, what stat do you want me to raise? Well, did I not bottle cap this dude? I guess I didn't bottle cap him. I could swear I did, but maybe in one of my training regimens I completely forgot to. So, once again, another big mistake. So we're going to hyper train Armand, and basically what that's going to do is that's going to raise every stat to that best category. Okay, so let's actually go back out here, go back to the box, and if we go over here, yeah, you'll see that now everything says hyper trained. Would have been the first clue that it wasn't done in the first place, but once again, it's a thing. So what this basically does is this forces the same stats that this Charizard has. Everything's perfect, everything's the best, but it's a great way to force that. In fact, notice this one doesn't even have hyper training on it. So that is going to give me the best possible stats there. And if I actually go, let's go back out here because this is the kind of the neatest way to see this. Go to the summary here. And, numbers have modestly improved. Okay? So we've got best possible stats here. But that's what's called IVs. Now you have a thing called EVs, and when I switch over to this screen, that little dot in the center hasn't changed. But if I go to my other Pokemon, check this out. That Pokemon is specialized for special attack and HP. How did that happen? How do we have such a discrepancy between these two Pokemon? Because it's two literally different types of training. Now, to kind of show you the difference, I'm going to go back to the raid, and I'm going to run this raid twice. And we're going to kind of do this together. Okay? Means I got to go find that raid again, but I'm pretty sure it was right. It was on the coast. It's by the... there it is. So we're going to go over here. And I'm just going to go back over to the raid, and I'm going to run this raid twice. One with my Pokemon, and one with the other Pokemon that I have. So let's just make our way back over to that raid here. Shouldn't take too long. It's really not that far away. Just want to make sure I don't get any fights along the way. Because actually, believe it or not, fights will make a huge difference. And I'll explain why here in a moment. But let's go up in here. And once again, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, yeah, duh. But, you know, I'm sure there's some other people out there that are kind of confused and kind of shook as to why their level 100 Slowbro isn't just dominating this event. And I was kind of in that same boat. I'm like, my Slowbro was getting... Oh, come on. We weren't even close. Go away. Shoot. Get out of here. Go away. Ain't nobody wants you. There's our gems. Okay. And I'm going to change to my Slowbro. Not my gifted Slowbro, but my Slowbro. Okay. And make sure it's on the right one. Yeah. Select. And we'll challenge alone. Now, I want you to notice the sheer difference and how these perform, because there is a distinct difference in just performance level between these mon. It's actually kind of shocking. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty floored by the difference in them. All right, let's go. The main thing you want to pay attention to is like HP and even raw power. Okay, so what we're gonna do this in a couple of ways. Number one, let him kind of do his little thing there. Evasiveness throws. He's gonna throw out toxic spikes. You know, the usual stuff. Now, once again, we're gonna do Iron Defense 3 times. That took a decent amount of health. But I want to see how long it takes for this to kind of go the right direction. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and do Slack Off. There we go. Now I want to get back to full health. That's good news. Now I'm going to kind of chill here. I'm not going to do Iron Defense yet. I want him to clear the stats, and it's going to waste a little time, but once again, he's going to do the stat clearing here in just a second. Or is he not? Are you waiting on me, Chief? There he goes. Seems like it's... Ooh. Good Iron Defense. So this is really our... Since he just cleared stats, this is our first Iron Defense. Okay, 1. Alright. And 2. Alright. And 3. Now, he hasn't hit us with a critical yet. I'm a little shocked by that, but it is what it is. He's just probably not going to cooperate because I want to show you the difference between these mons. So here comes Hydro Pump. Now, Hydro Pump's the one that actually makes a huge difference here. So, before I got my third in the stack of Iron Defenses out, I'm now below half health, and I'm in the danger zone. Okay, put up his defenses, so now we want to go do 3 nasty plots. A little low on health, but I'm going to go ahead and do a nasty plot real quick. Well, I just realized, too, I don't have leftovers on him, and that's going to make a bit of a difference. There we go. Actually, it looks like he's still getting the restoration from that, so it is what it is. Here's another nasty plot. Actually, I'm debating, do we have the right one? Here we go. So now we're pretty super low on health, right? So now I need to do a heal. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a cheer heal. I've talked about why I prefer to do the cheer heal over the regular slack off. Because basically in this instance, it's going to get a heal out faster than Greninja can move. It's basically beating our own speed stat, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Okay. There we go. We could easily do this again. So we're going to do one last nasty plot. There we go. So notice we basically had to do a heal there. And I think that that's going to be one of the biggest differences in these runs. So now we should have our stats maxed. We do. Okay, so we've got defense and special attack maxed. So now we're going to go in here, we're going to do stored power. And I want to count how many times we have to hit him with stored power before we kill. Alright? So we're back low half health, so we're going to have to heal again probably. Bam. Okay, second stored power. If that was a crit, that actually would have killed us. Greninja avoided the attack, okay. So we're not going to count that. We're still going to, I'm going to do another cheer heal here. So we have a second cheer heal. We're only one stored power in. Here we go. Now, the ultimate goal here is to do this without having to do too many heals. So we're already 2 heals deep. Doesn't really bode well, but at least not for speed. Because remember, speed is a huge factor in this race. So we'll do a second stored power, technically, because he would dodge the last one. Okay. Now the third one should break his defenses. So let's see what happens here. Stored power number 3. There we go. Alright. So now we're in a beautiful spot. I'm gonna terrestrialize, and we're gonna do one more. And hopefully this nukes him. This will be 4 stored powers, and he is a goner. I hope. But honestly, last time it didn't work out this way. He hung on by a thread. Alright. Now watch, just because I'm trying to prove a point, he's probably throw. Yeah. Held on by just that much. I mean, with basically a double stab, just chilling. Just waiting for this final move. This is where we ran into trouble last time. This is where we ran into our biggest issue last time. So, what can we do about this? How can EVs pull us out of this problem? I'm going to go ahead and do another stored power. Actually, no, I shouldn't. See, now we're in a situation where I actually would have to do another cheer heal. Because even if I do stored power, it's number 1, it's not going to go first. Number 2, if he hits me with anything decent, I'm going to die. So, we've now exhausted all of our cheer heals. Oof, that hurt. That's okay. Alright. So he took extra damage from... Oh, no. He's here to shove us out. Alright. Get him, please. Alright, so we got him. So that was our 5th stored power. That was 5 attacks. Right? And once again, we're running out the clock. This is... When we're getting to this state, it has kind of become dire. Alright. So that's that, and actually I want you to pay close attention to the carbos there, and I'll explain what those are here in a moment if you're not familiar. We got 2 rare candies, very nice. 5 XP larges. Let's see. Five extra large XPs. Second 5 extra large XP. 4 up there. Dang, good rewards, man. I told y'all yesterday this is worth farming, and that's what I'm talking about. This is super worth farming, absolutely super worth farming. Now, so that was, we used up all 3 cheer heals, and we used up 5 total stored powers that actually hit. So keep that in mind. Now here's the deal. Number 1, I'm gonna go reset the. I'm gonna go reset the raid. If you want to know how to do that, check out my video yesterday. A link will be down in the description below. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go get another raid. Give me one moment, and I'll be right back with that. Okay, so we should have another raid here. Let's go ahead and see. Come on, that's what I want to do right there. All right, so it's gonna take a second to find it. Oh. I love when it's that close. I love it. Alright, let's go. Oop, little item here. We'll grab that. Oh, I'm gonna get into another fight. And it is right over the horizon here. Man, it has been... Every time I've done a raid reset, it's been so close. Oh, go away! Ain't nobody wants you. Sure. There you go. Alright. So, once again, we're here. Okay? I'll go ahead and reset that. Give me a moment here. Okay. So, everything's reset. Now, here's the deal. Notice, once again, the difference between these two mod. And I'll go back in here to summary to kind of show you the difference. This mod has the EV training, so it's got everything in special attack and HP, and that's really super important. That's very, very, very important to understand the distinct difference. Okay, so with that EV training, you can actually see the difference here. So with that EV training, your stats are just significantly higher. So HP is 394 versus 331. Special attack is 321 versus 259. EV training makes all the difference in the world. Now, some of the other stats aren't so great right there. It's because that mon isn't bottle capped. That means that mon isn't hyper trained, doesn't have the best stats. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to EV train this Slowbro real quick. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. There's the right way, and then there's the fast way. The right way, basically what you would do is you would find the different types of mon, and you would apply a specific power item, and run a sandwich, and you would fight them. So if I wanted to get some extra HP, I would either fight a Paldean Wooper, Azurill, or Lechonk. Those will all give you extra HP. You can make a ham sandwich, that'll work. Attack, Yungos, or Shinx will actually give you extra attack. Now, these will only give you 1 point, and you can get a sum total of 200 and... I forget the exact number, 250, 260, something like... I think it's 260 something extra points in EVs. So, and you can do that for 2 different stats. And I think you can put 4 EVs in another stat or something like that, but it's a minuscule difference. Really, we want to look at 2 stats that we're going to kind of max out here, right? So HP is Paldean Woopers, Azurill, or Lechonk. Attack is Yungos or Shinx. Defense is Teratula or Scatterbug. Special attack is Psyduck. We just go spam Psyducks to get our special attack up. Special defense would be Spoink, and speed would be Rookidee or Fletchling. So lots of options there. And you can look up where all those are located. I'll put a little chart here on the screen so you can kind of get a good idea of how that works. Now, if you wanted to increase your ability or increase your HP, you would put a power weight on your mon before you went and trained. And that means instead of getting 1 EV for every mon you take out, you would get 9. And it's worth noting, you can't do auto battle for this. You have to go just fight that number of mons. So really, it would be worth going to the Delibird shop if we were to do HP and getting the power weight. Attack would be power bracer. Defense is power belt. Special attack is power lens. Special defense is power band. And power anklet is speed. And with most mon that you've actually been running for a while, you'll actually go into the you'll go in there and you'll realize that there are some EVs already applied. The only reason that I don't have EVs applied is because literally this mon has just been relinquished to raids. So with certain other mons, they'll have all kinds of different stats up there. Like that'll probably be all of this because you fought all kinds of different mon that give you different stats. Now, you can remove those stats. So removing stats is actually pretty easy, but you do need certain berries to do so. So, if you have a Palm Egg Berry, that will remove EVs from your HP. Kelpsy Berry will remove your attack EVs. I'm going to butcher this one. Qualot will remove defense. Hondu removes special attack. Greppa removes special defense. And Tomatoes lower your speed. So, all of those will actually neutralize all of these, and they neutralize it by 10. Now, that's the correct way. I don't have the patience for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my bag here. I'm going to go over to my candy items. Notice this thing that says HP up. How much you want to bet if we give this to our mon? Oop, I don't want him to hold it. Let's actually take that back. I wanted to apply it. Come on. I'm going to take that back. Thank you. That was a mistake. So, don't give it to your mon. Give it to your mon. So, HP up. Use this item. Go down here. And I'm just going to give all 9 of these. And that will give 90 EVs to HP. You want to see it in action? Come over here. Check summary. Now, go over here, and voila. Look at that arrow pointing up. But we also wanted some special attack. So what I can do, go back over to the bag. Okay. Go back over here, and I can grab, I believe it is protein. I'd have to double check that here. Yeah. Protein is attack, iron is defense, Corbos are speed, calcium is special attack. So we're looking at calcium here. I have 245 calcium. So guess what I'm going to do? Use this item, and we are going to max that stat out. It's kind of a no-brainer on Slowbro because that's pretty much what he does. That and defense. So I actually could go increase defense. Let's grab some iron. Use this item. Oop, I'm going to use it here. How many do we want to use? Let's use 6. It's going to give me 16. So that's going to give us a little bit more defense. So if we go to check summary here, notice our stats are way higher, and look at that special attack. Now, obviously, preferably I'd like to have some HP, but I offset it by putting some defense in there. Just, like a speedy way of doing it. My biggest deficit, honestly, with this mon right now is defense when it comes to taking those crits. And unlike with, where your Iron Shield, it does a lot for the incoming damage, but criticals just go right around it. This will actually do something about the criticals. So I actually could go max those out, but I'm going to save the rest of them because I don't really want to use them. I kind of want to use them sparingly. So what we're going to do, I'm even just going to move this one off of the... let's move this one off the team altogether. All right, so going into this raid, we're going to try something a little bit different here. And, I said try something a little bit different. We're going to try the same thing, but I want to see the big difference between what happened before and what happens now. Now, obviously, I didn't get as much out of the HP and the defensive stat as I would have preferred, But I want to see the big difference that I'm expecting to see out of special attack, because we maxed that special attack. That special attack is as high as it's ever going to get. So, let's do this. Drop Toxic Spice in the field. Come on, Chief. Just do your thing. So we do an Iron Defense. Oh! Ouch. If you cannot, that'd be great. Critical hit right out of the gate. Rude. Alright. This turn we'll do Slack Off. Now, once again, I want to emphasize, yeah, defensively we're not doing the best, but I also want to mention that I didn't necessarily have the items to completely max out their defenses. So, there is something to be said for that. Also, I don't have leftovers on right now. So if I had leftovers on, we'd probably be in a much better state. Or even Shell Bell or anything that's going to restore HP per turn. That actually would be kind of nice. Alright, so he's going to nullify abilities here. So now we do our first Iron Defense. First Iron Defense that counts for the battle. It already does feel, though, a little bit like the... like Hydro Pump's taking a little bit less damage. Maybe in this between my right and left here. It just kind of does, even though I know that that is a special attack. It just feels like we're already a little bit more hardy. Now, once again, because we did, and I do want to emphasize, the big decision maker here is going to be stored power. So let's do... Ooh, are we built up? I don't think we're built up. Oh, boy. So we're not built up. So we need to do an Iron Defense. And then we're going to need to do 3 Nasty Plots. I'm going to do a Slack Off this turn to get a little bit more health. Save my cheer heals. There you go. So hopefully you're starting to kind of see like the value of EVs. Now once again, this isn't necessarily going to be like the optimal build for every raid. I know a lot of people are starting to kind of get that impression. But there's a good situation coming here soon where I may have to use the aforementioned berries to kind of remove some of those stats and then rebuild Slowbro for whatever's necessary. So don't get too, hyper-focused on this. Understand what these do, and understand the difference that they make, and then apply that logically. But we're about to see it here. We're about to go into our attack phase. One more Nasty Plot, and then we are on our attack phase. So, he's decided not to wipe us out. Didn't get criticals. He hadn't really been using Hydro Pump, so let's start with our first stored power. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, that hurt. That was a critical. Yeah. Woo! That was a big hit, too. That was a massive hit. I will need a cheer heal just in case he tries to do that again. Remember, cheer heal on this unit is faster than Slack Off. Slack Off might be slightly more effective, but cheer heal, faster. You only get 3 of them, so use them sparingly, but plan. Man, can we break his barrier with the second stored power? How crazy would that be? Like that. Greninja avoided the stored power. Now at this point they've attacked enough. I don't know if it's a fair assessment to say the second one broke it, but just duly know what happens. Alright. I'm really hoping we're able to break his barrier with the next one. And that, to me, would kind of be like a huge deal. I'd love to... afterwards, I'm definitely going to compare how these two function. And basically compare, for lack of a better way to put it, the two prior runs and how much each one specifically did. In fact, I might put a comparison bar up there on the top if I remember. Bro, are you not doing stored power at all? Come on. Just Hydro Pump. Please hit. There we go. Yeah, the second stored power. Now, admittedly, it took us a while to get there, but the second stored power broke his barrier. So, we're not going to be able to Tera on this one. But let's see how much damage we can do. Now, I will want to do a cheer heal here. It took us a long time to get here, so I'm not shocked by that. But I feel like the heals were a little more favorable, but once again, that's more after Greninja, less up to me, so that's not something that I'm really going to base this on. Now, can we do this in one shot without the Tera type? Bruh. We avoided the attack, of course. Come on, Greninja, stop being a pain in the... Yep. We know, we know. Boom! 3! Okay. So that, to me, just 100% confirms it. 100% confirms it. 3 hits versus 5. That's the power of EV, y'all. That's the power of EV training. So if you're having a problem with Greninja, make sure you go upgrade everything. Make sure you get your EVs up there. And once again, I learned something new about this entirely, so hopefully this is of value to you guys as well. That early one that took me 3 tries probably would have taken 1 had I built this mon right. So take a lesson from me. I'm not infallible. I make mistakes. I'm still new at this. But I learned a thing, and if you learned a thing, this video was 100% worthwhile. It was worthwhile just for me to learn anything. Like, comment, share. I'll catch you guys for another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video coming up really soon.